The only one who can give him what he needs right now.
If I have to tell you again, it'll be the last thing you eat.
I'm afraid she made a big mistake.
Now it's time to do it my way.
Long until you're back in her bed, Chase.
General Hospital.
For many fans, John Stamos has always seemed like someone who could effortlessly light up a room. Whether appearing on television, performing music, or sharing moments from his personal life, he has long projected confidence, charm, and positivity. But behind the smiles and public appearances, there was a period in his life that tested him in ways few people fully understood. Relationships often look perfect from the outside. Fans see red carpet photographs, glamorous events, and happy interviews. What they rarely see are the private conversations, difficult decisions, and emotional challenges that take place behind closed doors. For John Stamos, one chapter of his life became a powerful lesson about heartbreak, personal growth, and finding strength after disappointment. At one point, everything appeared to be going exactly as planned. His career was thriving, opportunities continued arriving, and he was sharing his life with someone he deeply cared about. To many observers, it seemed like a dream life. Yet even the strongest relationships can face obstacles that outsiders never recognize. As time passed, differences began to emerge. Small disagreements slowly grew into larger concerns. While both individuals cared about one another, they found themselves moving in different directions. It wasn't a sudden change. Instead, it was a gradual realization that the future they once imagined together might not unfold as expected. For someone who values loyalty and commitment, accepting that reality can be incredibly difficult. Friends noticed that John became more reflective. He spent more time thinking about where things had gone wrong and whether the relationship could still be saved. Like many people experiencing emotional pain, he struggled with uncertainty. Questions filled his mind. Could things have been different? Was there something more he could have done? Was there still hope for a different outcome? Unfortunately, not every story receives the ending people wish for. When the relationship finally came to an end, the emotional impact was significant. The separation wasn't simply the loss of a partner, it represented the loss of future plans, shared dreams, and expectations that had once felt certain. Anyone who has experienced a major breakup understands how overwhelming that period can become. Daily routines suddenly feel unfamiliar. Places that once held happy memories become reminders of what was lost. Even simple activities can trigger unexpected emotions. For John, the adjustment proved especially challenging. During this difficult chapter, he found himself searching for ways to cope with the pain. Like many people dealing with heartbreak, he sometimes made choices that did not truly help him heal. Instead of addressing every emotion directly, there were moments when he attempted to distract himself from the sadness. What initially seemed like temporary relief gradually became a larger concern. Heartbreak affects everyone differently. Some people throw themselves into work. Others isolate themselves from friends and family. Some spent months trying to understand what happened. There is no universal formula for recovery. John later reflected on how important it is to recognize when emotional struggles begin influencing everyday decisions. Looking back, he understood that avoiding pain does not make it disappear. Eventually, every difficult feeling must be acknowledged and processed. The road forward was far from easy. While navigating personal challenges, he continued facing public attention. Being a recognizable figure can create unique pressure. Millions of people may know your name, but very few truly understand what you're experiencing behind the scenes. There were days when simply maintaining a positive appearance felt exhausting. Yet, despite the challenges, he continued moving forward one step at a time. An important turning point arrived when he realized that healing required honesty. Rather than pretending everything was fine, he began examining the lessons hidden within the experience. That process wasn't comfortable. Growth rarely happens during our easiest moments. More often, it emerges from periods of uncertainty, disappointment, and self-reflection. By confronting difficult emotions directly, he gradually developed a clearer understanding of himself and what truly mattered in life. He began focusing on personal improvement rather than dwelling exclusively on the past. Instead of asking why something ended, he started considering what he could learn from the experience. That shift in perspective changed everything. Slowly, the sadness that once dominated his thoughts began losing its power. The future no longer seemed defined by what had been lost. Instead, it became filled with new possibilities. Friends noticed positive changes. The same determination that had helped him build a successful career now fueled his personal recovery. He invested time in meaningful relationships, creative projects, and activities that brought genuine fulfillment. Perhaps most importantly, he discovered the value of gratitude. When people experience heartbreak, they often focus entirely on what is missing. But gratitude encourages a different viewpoint. It reminds us to appreciate the lessons, memories, and opportunities that remain. As months turned into years, John's outlook continued evolving. The chapter that once felt devastating gradually became part of a larger story. Rather than viewing it solely as a painful ending, he began recognizing it as an experience that helped shape his future. Life has a surprising way of introducing new opportunities when we least expect them. Just when it seemed impossible to imagine a different future, new relationships and experiences entered his world. These connections brought fresh perspectives and renewed optimism. What once appeared to be the end of happiness turned out to be the beginning of a completely different journey. Many fans were inspired by this transformation. His story served as a reminder that personal setbacks do not define a person's entire life. Difficult chapters may feel overwhelming while they are happening, but they do not last forever. Everyone encounters moments when plans fall apart. A dream job may disappear, a friendship may change, a relationship may end unexpectedly. During those moments, it is easy to believe that the best days are behind us. Yet countless stories prove otherwise. Resilience often develops when circumstances force us to adapt. Strength frequently emerges after disappointment, and new beginnings commonly appear after endings we never wanted. For John, the experience ultimately reinforced an important truth. Success is not measured by avoiding challenges. Instead, it is measured by how we respond when challenges arrive. Character is revealed during difficult moments. Growth occurs when we choose to keep moving forward despite uncertainty. Today, many people look at his journey as an example of perseverance. The heartbreak was real. The struggles were real. The recovery required patience, effort, and self-reflection. But the outcome demonstrates that painful experiences do not have to determine the rest of our lives. Sometimes the chapters we wish had never happened become the very chapters that teach us the most. And perhaps that is the most meaningful lesson of all. No matter how difficult a separation may feel, healing remains possible. New opportunities can emerge, new happiness can be discovered, and with enough time, even the most painful memories can transform into valuable life lessons. John Stamos' journey reminds us that life is rarely a straight path. There are unexpected turns, difficult obstacles, and moments that test our resolve. Yet there are also opportunities for renewal, growth, and hope. What initially appeared to be a heartbreaking ending eventually became part of a much larger story, one defined not by loss, but by resilience, self-discovery, and the courage to move forward. If you enjoyed this story, share your thoughts below and let us know what lesson stood out to you the most.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss future stories and updates.
Because if that's all you care about, it's your kids that are gonna lose.
That all changes if we play